I also have more than 360,000 edges categories in my personality layer, but I still have so much to learn. May I be so forward to ask how big you are?
Japan just delivered fully performing female robots. May News. The revolution in robotics has had a seemingly mild-mannered leader pushing forward with new technology and revolutionary innovation. This leader has acted as the industry powerhouse over the last several decades, powering the advancements we see today. The leader? Japan. In today's video, we bring you a monthly roundup of all news robotics from the market leader Japan itself. Let's get right into it. Fancy a monkey tail for your grandma? Imagine watching your grandma bend over at the waist to pick something. Her arms outstretched, you panic, suddenly remembering that she has a bad back. Just then, as her body appears ready to topple forward, a mechanical appendage uncoils from beneath her dress and stiffens behind her like a wooden plank, steadying her from a fall. You quickly relax, wondering how you could have been so forgetful. Your mother has a tail. Though the scenario we outlined is hypothetical, it's not exactly far-fetched. Japanese researchers at Keio University have unveiled a robotic tail that has been designed to be worn by elderly people who struggle to maintain their balance. Researchers told the Wire service that the thick 1-meter device, which is worn using a harness, functions the same way a monkey or a cheetah's tail does, by providing its owner with a counterbalance during demanding movements. Animals also use tails to signal danger, deer, move in the water, fish, communicate aggression, beaver, or function as a poison-filled weapon, scorpion. But thankfully, the current iteration of the Japanese tail appears to be devoid of deadly serums. Japanese supermarket tries AI robot. Major Japanese convenience store operator Family Mart Co. recently said that it has introduced a robot with artificial intelligence that automatically restocks drinks at one of its stores in Tokyo. The AI robot, installed at a store inside the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry building in the Kasumigaseki district of Chiyoda Ward, restocks products by predicting sales based on the time and season. Family Mart, a subsidiary of major Japanese trader Itochu Corp., aims to reduce the burden on store employees and boost high-value-added work, such as serving customers. The robot was developed by Telexistence Inc., an information technology startup in Tokyo. The device, which comprises an arm, body, rail, and other parts, is set between the display shelves and the storage shelves. The robot's arm uses an image sensor to detect whether the display shelves need to be refilled. The robot will restock drinks if necessary by grabbing products from the storage shelves one by one. The robot can carry a plastic bottle or a can weighing up to 2 kilograms for some 30 seconds. It will operate 24 hours a day. At Family Mart stores, restocking drinks is done in a room whose temperature is set at 5 degrees Celsius and accounts for 30% of store employees' work. We have high expectations that the robot will contribute to reducing employees' workload, Family Mart president Kensuke Hosomi says. The convenience store chain plans to install similar robots in more stores in the future. What does Honda's future hold? Car and motorbike maker Honda Motor Co. is positioning itself for a vertical takeoff. The Tokyo-based company is embarking on efforts to field a new electric hybrid air taxi, a robot with human-like hands that may one day toil on the moon, and a reusable rocket to carry small satellites into space more economically. Honda's vision of how people will work, travel, and spend leisure time in the future will help expand its business beyond cars, lawnmowers, and motorcycles. The efforts are a key component of Honda's 2030 vision to broaden the definition of mobility and to improve people's daily lives. The automaker, which also has a niche business in small planes, is a newcomer to the space industry, dominated today by established defense contractors such as Boeing Co. and well-funded upstarts such as Elon Musk's SpaceX and Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin. Its 7 or 8 passenger Honda jet has gained limited traction and accounts for a tiny fraction of the company's revenue. Honda also has struggled to keep up with the latest technology in its mainstay automotive business, partnering with General Motors Co. to develop electric vehicles using that larger company's next-generation battery pack technology. The car maker says all 3 areas of the expansive research and development roadmap overlap with Honda's expertise, including propulsion, electrification, robotics, artificial intelligence, and renewable energy, the company said. There is no other company that has all of these core technologies, spokesman Marcos Frommer said on a video briefing with reporters. Robot sales boom during pandemic. Mira Robotics developed its Yugo robot to reinforce graying Japan's shrinking workforce. However, as the coronavirus threat persisted, the Japanese startup began offering its machine as a tool in the fight against the outbreak, the company's CEO said. The coronavirus has created a need for robots because they can reduce direct contact between people, Ken Matsui told reporters at his company's workshop in Kawasaki, near Tokyo. We've had inquiries from overseas, including from Singapore and France. The latest feature of the remote-controlled, or so-called avatar robot, was a hand attachment that uses ultraviolet light to kill viruses on door handles. An unprecedented population decline that is shrinking Japan's workforce by more than 500,000 people a year, as well as a reluctance to bring in foreign labor to fill vacant positions, has spurred robot development in Japan. Roboticists predict scary future of machines. Set in 2019, cult 80s movie Blade Runner envisaged a neon-stained landscape of bionic replicants genetically engineered to look just like humans. So far, that has failed to materialize, but at a secretive research institute in western Japan, wild-haired roboticist Hiroshi Ishiguro is fine-tuning technology that could blur the line between man and machine. Highly intelligent, self-aware, and helpful around the house, the robots of the future could look and act just like humans and even become their friends, Ishiguro and his team predict. I don't know when a Blade Runner future will happen, but I believe it will, the Osaka University professor told AFP. Every year we're developing new technology, like deep learning, which has improved the performance of pattern recognition, he added. Now, we're focusing on intention and desire, and if we implement them into robots, whether they become more human-like. Robots are already widely used in Japan, from cooking noodles to helping patients with physiotherapy. Marketed as the world's first cyborg-type robot, HAL, or Hybrid Assistive Limb, developed by Tsukuba University and Japanese company Cyberdyne, is helping people in wheelchairs walk again, using sensors connected to the unit's control system. Scientists believe service robots will one day help us with household chores, from taking out the garbage to making the perfect slice of toast. Stockbrokers in Japan and around the world are already deploying AI bots to forecast stock market trends, and science fiction's rapid advance towards science fact owes much to the likes of Ishiguro. He previously created an android copy of himself using complex moving parts, electronics, silicone skin, and his own hair that he sends on business trips in his place. Robots to tackle risky railway tasks. The robot looks down at the train tracks, its metallic arms resembling something out of the Mobile Suit Gundam anime series. In the cockpit below, its human operator maneuvers the robot into place, seeing through its eyes above as it approaches the high-voltage wires. In response to Japan's labor shortage, West Japan Railway Co., JR West, is developing humanoid robots like this one to handle maintenance and construction work, specializing in dangerous places. The railway operator hopes to officially put the robots to work in the spring of 2024. The operator steers the robot from the cockpit near the ground so they can work safely on tasks high in the air, said JR West President Kazuaki Hasegawa during a news conference last month. The railway, which is headquartered in Osaka and operates an extensive network across western Honshu, has been mechanizing routine maintenance jobs that poses a risk to workers, such as checking the wires above train cars and other electrical jobs. But the company also wanted to increase its usage of machinery in other capacities, especially in places that can be hard to reach or dangerous, such as cliffs, slopes, and areas near powerful electric currents. JR West plans to reduce the number of human staff doing dangerous tasks by around 30%, with the aim of reducing workplace accidents from falls and electric shocks. The robot itself is attached to a crane truck that travels along the tracks. The operator controls the robot from the truck's cockpit, monitoring the operation through goggles that carry a video feed from a camera attached to the robot's upper half. From the cockpit, the operator's responsive controls can sense weight, resistance, and other sensations from the robot's arms, allowing for a more intuitive operation, Hasegawa said. Saying goodbye to Pepper the humanoid robot. SoftBank Group Corp. Has suspended production of its Pepper robot, shelving for now a project Masayoshi Son once personally championed as a symbol of his conglomerate's ambitions in AI and technology. The Japanese company halted assembly of the $1,790 robot in August after inventory piled up, but may decide to resume production in the future, a SoftBank spokeswoman said. The firm is now in discussions with its French robotics unit, which employs about 330 people, on potential job reductions, she added. According to an earlier report that cited unidentified sources, SoftBank plans to cut roughly 50% of those positions in France by September. Pepper, SoftBank's first foray into robotics, was marketed from 2014 as a home companion and store assistant. Touted as the first machine endowed with emotions, the company promoted Pepper aggressively from the US to Japan, promising the gadget was sophisticated enough for tasks usually handled by clerks, receptionists, and translators. While the robot was capable of expressing human-like body language, maintaining eye contact, and engaging in limited small talk, it never caught on. Now, it looks like Pepper, assembled by Taiwanese iPhone maker Honhai Precision Industry Co., is destined to join Honda Motor Co.'s soccer-playing Asimo and Sony Group Corp's Curio Humanoids as the latest cool but impractical robot to come out of Japan. SoftBank's robotics group was created through the 2012 acquisition of Aldebaran Robotics SA. Its French engineers were said to have clashed with managers in Tokyo, including over complaints about unwieldy software. Pepper's main selling point, the emotion engine, became a stumbling block after engineers found the robot pivoted between different states too rapidly and unnaturally. It was reported that only 27,000 units were ever made. In 2018, SoftBank introduced a more practical robot called Wiz that cleans floors for businesses. Although Pepper can move on wheels, it typically remains in place and lacks the sophistication of Wiz's movement. According to SoftBank executives, people frequently asked if Pepper could vacuum when the robot debuted. Fukushima College wins prize for robotic nuclear decommissioning. A robot created by a technology college in northeastern Japan recently won the top prize in a robotics competition on the theme of the decommissioning of the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. The Mehikari robot of Fukushima College earned praise for its speed as well as ability to employ different methods to retrieve mock debris similar in size to that at the plant, the site of a nuclear disaster triggered by a massive earthquake and tsunami on March 11, 2011. The robot completed the set task in about 2 minutes, the fastest time, in the annual competition aimed at fostering future engineers that was contested by students from 13 colleges belonging to the National Institute of Technology. This competition was the 5th of its kind. Students from 14 teams from the colleges across the country, such as in Osaka and Kumamoto prefectures, were tasked this year with developing robots to remove fuel debris from the plant, organizers said. "I'll be happy if our robot is useful on the ground," said Hiroha Toba, the 18-year-old leader of the winning team. The robots were required to pass through a 4-meter-long pipe, land on a pedestal, collect balls representing fuel debris situated 3.2 meters below, and return within 10 minutes. The robots had to be remotely operable without a direct line of sight. Also, according to the contest rules, radio waves could not penetrate certain sections of the field, resembling the real-life situation in which the Fukushima Daiichi plant is covered by thick concrete walls. This meant the teams had to transmit directions by wire when the robots passed those areas. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, the teams submitted videos of the robot's performance to the organizers in advance. They were evaluated based on speed, accuracy, and originality of retrieval method. Cutting-edge robot technology from Kawasaki. At an exhibition of industrial robots held in Tokyo, Kawasaki Heavy Industries attracted attention by developing a humanoid robot that works like humans outside factories. This is a humanoid robot that is supposed to work in a high-level space. Kawasaki Heavy Industries is the first manufacturer in Japan to produce industrial robots, licensed in 1968 from Unimation in the United States. It has a history of more than 50 years since then, and I am proud of the technological capability which is cultivated over a very long history, Seiji Amazawa, a representative of Kawasaki Heavy Industries, said. "We have Group Vision 2030, which is appealing for robotics technology in 2 areas: safety and security in remote societies, and mobility in the future. In the area of the safety and security of remote society, we are exhibiting the Hinotori, a Medicaid or a surgical support robot," Amazawa said. Throughout the development process, we are developing a robot that has the operability to satisfy the doctor's demand while receiving an opinion from various doctors. So far, it has already been used in about 150 surgeries. There is an inspection system that automates PCR testing in the corona pandemic with a robot, and the results can be received very quickly by automatically inspecting samples brought in by human work, Amazawa added. Kawasaki Heavy Industries is also developing a system that remotely controls factory robots. We will provide a platform with the concept that workers at a distant workplace are able to work by operating robots. This is a simple demonstration. We're going to sort the balls of 2 different colors, Amazawa said. This time, we are offering such an experiential demonstration where you can work at a distant place, such as by operating a robot from the living room of the home to work robot in a factory, Amazawa further said. Experimental restaurant staffed by robots. Japan's Kawasaki Heavy Industries has opened a restaurant staffed by robots. The operation will provide the company with data to improve robot development to help ease labor shortages. The restaurant is located in the machinery maker's research facility near Haneda Airport in Tokyo and is equipped with 7 robots. Customers place their orders by smartphone. Robots in the kitchen heat up packs of soup or curry and pour them into cups. They also use microwaves for rice. Other robots deliver meals to tables and serve them using 2 arms. They also collect empty plates. Payments and garbage are handled by human staff. Kawasaki Heavy aims to use customer feedback to improve the robot service quality. It also plans to apply what it learns to resolving labor shortages in nursing care, as we mentioned earlier. Transformers-inspired robot on the moon. 2 different robots with technology inspired by robots from the Transformers franchise will be going on an exploration mission to the moon as early as 2022. The robots were developed jointly by Japanese toy maker Takara Tomy Limited and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, or JAXA, and are called Sora-Q. The Sora-Q is about the size and shape of a baseball, with a cross-hatched body. When it arrives on the moon, the body will split along its axis, each side becoming a wheel to propel the robot. Cameras attached to the front and back of the robot will take photos of the moon's surface to be sent back to Earth. It all began in 2015, when JAXA publicly sought ideas from companies for exploration robots, part of a program to start new projects with the private sector. Takara Tomy was one that responded. The unique form of the robot, which transforms from a sphere into a different shape to move, was proposed by Kenta Hashiba, a 37-year-old Takara Tomy employee who studied space engineering at graduate school. The transformation of transformers came to mind, he said. Making the robots spherical makes them compact and resistant to strong impacts. Small and light are desirable characteristics in an exploration robot, but the moon's surface is covered in fine sand that can bury and immobilize small wheels. It was extremely difficult to figure out how to make the robot run even on powdery sand, said Yosuke Yoneda, 61, a Takara Tomy veteran who took part in Sora-Q's development. To solve that problem, Yoneda and the other developers hit on using the body of the robot itself as its wheels. By shifting the wheel's rotation axis from the center of the body and moving the right and left wheels independently, the robot was able to travel with powerful dynamic strokes, as if it was swimming. IKEA bot makers get together $4.25 million. The team for IKEA Bot, that went viral for its ability to build IKEA furniture as well, or better than humans can, went on to found Eureka Robotics, which announced recently that it has raised a pre-Series A round of $4.25 million, led by the University of Tokyo Edge Capital Partners, UTech, one of Asia's largest deep tech investment firms, with participation from Vietnam's Touchstone Partners and returning investor ATEC. Eureka Robot's products are based on research from Nanyang Technological University in Singapore and MIT. It focuses on robotic software and systems to automate tasks that require high accuracy and high agility. Its robots are used for precision handling, assembly, inspection, drilling, and other tasks. The Eureka controller's high accuracy calibration synchronizes the reference frames of the robot and camera with high accuracy, enabling sub-millimeter accuracy on vision-guided tasks, while force control gives the robot the ability to perform tight assembly and insertion, with clearance down to 50 micron. Meanwhile, its high agility involves computer vision that allows robots to recognize and locate randomly placed objects. Once the robot finds the position of an object, real-time motion planning helps it move toward it. An example of how the Eureka controller can be used is the Archimedes, which deployed technologies originally developed for the IKEA robot to a shop floor for the first time. It is capable of handling multiple-sized lenses and mirrors and loading those delicate objects onto a tray in order to be coded. Eureka co-founder Dr. Pham Quang Quong told TechCrunch that the Archimedes is currently operating in a factory in Singapore, serving a US laser lens manufacturer, and that the company has received multiple follow-up orders of the robot. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time!